If y'all got any, and we are live in the building. Happy
live and direct.
Yes. Happy, what's today? Wednesday. Happy hump day to all the people. Right now, let's take this opportunity. We want to just start sharing the page, sharing the links. If you can see this on my page, share it to your own page.
Invite your friends to check it out.
Now, what's the invite button that you were just talking about, Jay? You don't see it? Okay.
Nah, I don't. No.
All right. Okay. Well, if y'all watching us live right now on Facebook, make sure that y'all leave your comments. Let us know that y'all there, that y'all can hear it really good, because we want to tune in for y'all. As well as share it. Go to the Fresh Air Network page on Facebook. That's where you can be able to see all of the upcoming shows, also see the other comments. And
subscribe to the page as well.
Yes, indeed. If you want to call into the show, you can call in at 773-263-2584 is where you could call in with all your questions and comments. You see it up there? Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, yeah, we on point. We ready to rock and roll. So you know what time it is. That means it's time to go and get this money, baby. So today, what we're going to do, this show today is, it's a lot going on in the news. It's a lot going on in 2017, and we're not even 15 days into it.
We got 9 more days for you know who to be in the White House. We're all about to get trumped. The Trump effect. So let's ride this tidal wave for the next 4 years and see what happens. Maybe we might come up. Maybe we might go backwards. We'll see.
Well, it's definitely going to be an interesting ride. And speaking of that, just so y'all know, just kind of an overview of what today's show is going to be like, what we're going to go into. It's a lot in the news that we want to cover. Outside of that, it's going to be power-packed, because we're also going to touch on how to stay on track with your goals. I know a lot of y'all got y'all goals that y'all want to accomplish. People didn't set resolutions, but you got to stay on point, right? A goal.
You got to stay on point. You know, what's this, January, 11th? So I'm curious to see how many people still holding on to their New Year's resolution. So, you know, you got to stay focused. So hopefully today we'll, have some hot tips for people to stay focused in this new year 2017.
Who are you guys?
Oh, JC 360, Justice 360. You know.
Definitely. And if you don't know me, I am your platform partner and your hustling home. D Jackson, all about making things happen. You can find me, Dr. Jackson 360, across all social media platforms. And I'm super excited just be able to share with y'all at the Fresh Air Network, who's one of our sponsors. We also want to represent for some of our other sponsors before we get into the show.
Chicago Luxury Motors, Culture Connection 360.
Yes, virginandremyhair.com. Show them some love. If you're a hairstylist, we definitely love you. We got some opportunities for you too. As you're a hairstylist, make sure y'all tune in. We're also going to be releasing the brand new tax season video. The tax season video will be released. Okay, that is the new Dr. Jackson music video. Is going down. Hey, they say this video is crazy. They say this video got some wild stuff going on the south side. So we're going to be releasing that today. So
tax season video?
The tax season is jumping like tax
Jackson.
season.
Hey, we're about to get it taxing.
We're going to be taxing, showing you this is the theme song on how to flip that tax money. And I know y'all been waiting all year for that tax money.
You got to invest that money wisely.
I got many. I know it's a lot of people. They was in November already spending that money, talking about stuff they was going to do with it. Right. So, hey, we're going to release that today. Also, what we're going to show them the Hustler Nation trailer. The trailer for that. We're going to show them. That's the documentary for those who don't know. The documentary we got coming out, which is going to be going over all of the different hustles and the nation of hustles. Is going to be awesome. We're going to do that trailer today, too. Speaking of trailers, did y'all catch the not Hidden Colors?
1804 movie.
Yeah, did y'all catch that? Well, new Tariq Nasheed's new trailer.
Yeah, but I heard it was real good. So I'm going to check it out.
You haven't checked it out? Oh man, I saw it, man. It was pretty awesome, man. I just want to salute Tariq for that, and also salute all of the people that are using that Indiegogo to donate. And what I saw, I was looking at his show, and what I thought was really cool is that he raised about $7,000 in the matter of about an hour, maybe 2 hours on the show. They were right live on the show. They showed the trailer. They did about $7,000 for this movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's proven himself.
Right now.
Yeah. So for people that say
with the Haitian Revolution
of the Haitian Revolution, yeah, the 1804 movie.
Donate to that if you into history and you want to see some different things on the big screen.
And the reason why I think that is just cool because sometimes we say even in the urban or the black community they say we don't have money to do things, but we have money. It's just about what are we spending the money and how are we going to invest it, And right now, and the last thing I'll say about this in particular, the reason why places like Fresh Air Network is so awesome, this show is so dope, is because 85% of the success in any game is psychological. And most of your psyche is controlled by your programming, which is the media that you consume in every day. So if we're not attacking the media battle, then we're going in the wrong direction. Period. So I think that's dope just to see people investing in projects like that and investing in projects like ours. And just so y'all know, we're gonna have our campaign is going to. What day we gonna start our campaign, Jay?
Sure.
We said we know we're gonna start on February 1st. I think we were talking about potentially to be the day.
Possibly.
Whatever that first show is in February, but that first Wednesday of February, you're gonna launch that day. Whatever that first, we need to get that date. But we just want to let y'all know that's when we're gonna start our official opening up for our documentary for everybody else to be able to contribute. Either on Indiegogo or on Kickstarter, you'll be able to be a part of history for that, and that documentary is gonna be amazing, ain't that right? Right. It's gonna be crazy. You got hustlers involved with that. But outside of that, let's get into some of this news, man. Cause there's a lot of different stuff that's going on, man. It's crazy. So first, I want to talk about something that's. Let's get into some of the ratchetness first, and then we'll get a little more serious. All right, let's
on that ratchet.
Right. Let's get into some of the ratchetness. So one of the things that happened.
Audience want to hear that. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get directly into that. So I want to salute the Migos. I want to salute the Migos.
At the top.
Hey, with America, how can you miss ratchetness? Any direction you gonna find it.
There's golden shower stories over in Russia. All these things going on.
Golden shower.
It's the most scandalous president-elect. You got scandals going into the White House. So that's the ratchetness started at the top. What else we got? What else?
So hold on. When you said golden showers,
I don't. I just heard the term before. Do you have any more information on what that is?
I mean, usually that term is related to somebody being urine. That's usually urine involved in a golden shower. Oh, wow. And you're usually not in the shower when it happens.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah. Well, come on now. If you from Chicago and you was around when R. Kelly hit, come on. I know you know something a little bit more about that. But anyway, we're gonna get back to Trump in a minute because he got so much going on. I want to touch on the entertainment industry. Migos, for those who don't know, the rap group
1-2-1-2.
The rap group Migos, they got a track called Bad and Bougie, and I bring this up mainly because Jay always like to go in on some of the younger rappers, and he was talking about the drop tops.
A lot of dope younger rappers, black rappers. Doesn't matter if you're young or old.
Okay.
So there's no definition for in regards to what's whack and what's hot. What's dope. There's no age limits on that.
Okay, I would agree with that. Well, Migos, they just recently, they track Bad and Bougie, just got #1, the top of the Hot 100 Billboard's charts. And what was so dope about that, guess who they replaced? The Black Beatles was the #1 on the top hot charts before them. So all I'm saying is to see two black or two rap artists, especially that's on the top of those charts, that's saying a lot for hip hop.
1-2-1-2.
And what we got going on. So I think that's super, super dope. And what one thing that was interesting about it, they said, Danny Glover, when he was on the award show, he mentioned, the song. And once he mentioned the song on the show, they said even the streams and views went up by 240%.
What show
right
did you mention
that? I think it was the I don't know if it was the Academy Awards. It was one of the award show. I didn't even see the show. Okay. Y'all know? If one of the viewers know what award show it was on, please let us know. But I know it was an award show because he's an actor, so it was like an acting award show, like the Golden Globe, something like that. Right. And he mentioned them, and but anyway, so yeah, that's really dope to see young artists getting in hip hop. That's a win for hip hop. Period. When we are on the top of the charts like that. Also, speaking of hip hop,
what you got up there next?
Yeah, next in Ratchet, we got Solja Boi. You know what I mean? Big Soldier and Chris Brown. That fight has been taking everybody's attention. If you into any of the Ratchet media, you can't help but to see this.
Do you think it's actually going to happen?
Personally, I think it might happen.
I think it's a good concept.
It's a good concept.
I think it's a good concept to the point
50
of
Cent behind it. And,
well, the thing is that subconsciously it's going to teach children or young adults to settle their ways in front of each other without shooting. And it's if anybody picks up that concept, just like when they had on MTV, when they had the
celebrity fights,
and the Play-Doh and all that kind of stuff, it gives some good conflict resolution when it comes to those kinds of professions, i.e. Artists and entertainers, and instead of just beefing, get your behind in the ring and
we know Chris gonna beat the brakes off of Solja Boi at that happens.
But that's the good part too, because next time somebody try to step to somebody, they in the back of their mind they're gonna know this dude can take me and put me on Front Street, and everybody gonna know that I ain't shit.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen, but we'll see.
Well, what I love about it is the financial opportunity, though, in terms of industry. Like, it's so many times where black entertainers are being exploited, and everybody else is taking the money from us. So I think it's dope just to see us being able to keep the money within the community and circulate it. Because you got Mayweather Promotion. Floyd is the only athlete that I know of that owns his own promotional company, owns all of his fights, right? So everything he's doing, he's getting the lion's share. So when they got him involved, that's, to me, is what let me feel like this thing was really going to happen, because he's really about business. So because he don't really have any other reason to be involved, what he need the attention for when he got other opportunities.
Mayweather, all publicity is so-called good publicity. So,
we'll see. But I will tell you this, man, is this is an opportunity for us to learn from. In terms of if you're an entrepreneur, you want to get in the media. Hey, maybe you might want to make a song or make something that to capitalize this moment, because this is hot right now, but we'll see what's going to be hot next week, because everything changes so quickly. So also in the news, some other things that's really hot that we got that's happening is now this ain't really that hot, but let's get a little more. I guess we could talk about Vivica Fox. So Vivica Fox recently, she was on the Breakfast Club. She got a new show coming out, and she made some comments. Are y'all familiar with her show? She got this show. I forget the name of it, but it's like she's like a burlesque woman, and she got these male strippers, and she's kind of like.
You watch a lot of wild stuff, Jackson. Well, go ahead. Let's go.
Yeah, well, I ain't even seen the show. She's just on the interview describing the show. And so on the show, on the interview, they asked her. Charlamagne said something about, "Will y'all have gay guys do the strippers dance for gay guys?" And so she's like, "Oh, hell nah." They just being candid and normal, and they laugh about it. And so she got a lot of backlash for that, for her saying, "Hell nah, my strippers won't be dancing for gay guys." So she had to apologize, and not only that, but like
one person dropped out.
One of her guys, exactly.
Was he gay?
Executive producer.
He was probably gay.
There's some speculation that he might be gay. And he pulled out.
The thing is nowadays,
no
people can't have their own opinions, and if they voice their own opinions, then it's like whomever they disagree with them, they polarize it, and it's unfortunate when you talk about people's social life or personal life that they really take it personal. But you got other things that Black Lives Matter, they won't take that personal. They won't talk about the individuals that it's connected to and it's affecting. So we still have to say those things. We still have to get out there and voice our opinion. If not, then the Patriot Act and all these things that they got in place for us not to say our voice, or tell our voice, then we're going to acquiesce to that style of being. And it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. And even back to the comedians, a lot of comedians are getting a lot of fluff for saying what they want to say. Meaning back in the day when Red Fox or Richard Pryor
right.
or Delirious or Raw from Eddie Murphy, that was what it was. It was a platform for people of entertainment to actually go out there and say things that nobody else wanted to say in a fashion which is based off of being comedic, but it has some truth in it.
Here's the thing, Kavan, that's so crazy about it is nowadays the technology, you don't even know if someone was recording your personal phone call. You know, I mean, I got an app on my phone that I was using.
Yep.
Where I can record a call. Now, I used it for business calls, and I let the person know, hey, I'm recording the call. Is it okay? But I notice if I don't turn the app on, it'll just record every single call.
Anyway.
And so I'm like, man, what if somebody was doing that to me? And you know, you can't even be normal, right? And like anything you say at any time can be captured and then put on the internet,
screenshots,
and then be spent to be used against you. So this is me personally, I feel like we live in an era where now you just gotta live your truth. Like whatever you say,
and stand on it too.
In private,
and
you
stand
gotta
on it.
And stand on it.
And stand on it.
You gotta really just say what you really believe, and be willing to, like Kavan saying, to stand on it. So that way, you know, you even when people do challenge you, because people are somebody gonna challenge you.
Yeah, shout out to 5150 Corey Holcombs and Zowat Morning Show, and even Tariq Nasheed having those platforms where they speak their mind, and they get the comments in their sections about, you know, how they may be racist and stuff like that. But if we don't have a reference point on somebody that is basically doing what they want to do in a way that is a free will and freedom of speech, then who else are we going to model off of? Who can we see? This is another reason why I created Fresh Air Network, so we can have frank discussions about subject matters that are near and dear to us.
When do you think speaking your mind goes too far? For example, we have Brother Seti and Brother Umar. They spoke their mind, and it turned into an internet social media sensation, and they got a lot of heat for that.
I think what's important, because that's a great point. I think what's important is keeping control of your own narrative.
Or even Griff and Tariq, they had their issues.
Because to me, it's so much about programming. Like, literally, we live in a day and age where it doesn't matter how bad things are for you today. Like, you could be the hot topic today, and everything you did was horrible. But literally, a week later or a month later, everybody can somewhat forget about it because it's so much that goes on. You know, so I think what's more important, I think, is controlling what your narrative that you have consistently, your brand. Because, you know, everybody's brand, I think, is going to be challenged at some point. But I think if you can have that narrative where you are consistent with your work, like, for example, Chris Brown. Remember, he he got caught up for beating Rihanna. Everybody thought his career was over, which it was for most. But he came back making hits, and over time, with being patient, his work spoke, and it got him back where he's at today.
I don't think he's at the level that he would have been if that had happened, though. I think he was probably on the path of becoming like as bigger than Bobby Brown in his heyday, on the way to MJ status, Michael Jackson.
I mean, but that's hard to say, because even if we look at his career today and we take that out, with everything that's happened afterwards, even with his tattoos and stuff, that would have blocked him from ever being like close to MJ status, because, you know. So I think I'm going back to his patterns of his life. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like his lifestyle. He's got so many other things. He do.
Yeah, you know. Look, same with R. Kelly. Like, he's not, after that scandal he was involved in, he's still, you know, got hit potential, you know, making music or whatever, but I don't think it's the same, you know.
I got a couple of things to say about that. Is I think what happens is that stars, and more importantly just common folks, really don't have a medium or avenue to really tell their side of the story,
right,
their character. Meaning, like, when they go for, let's just say, big stars, when they come out with a good movie and the movie is out and they go on the shows, you know, the Tonight shows and all that stuff, really it's only like 5 to 10 minutes that they're interviewed, right?
That's it.
So we really don't know what the character of that person is. We don't know what their background is. We don't know what their likes and dislikes.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is that I believe that the actual artist should have some kind of avenue to get with the individuals that are their quote-unquote fans. Why is that important? I keep going back to Corey 5150. People know how he is because they've seen him in so many fashions where it's face-to-face. He's talking about a certain subject matter. They're seeing what his takeaways is. They're getting his character, getting a feel of who he is, right? So if somebody comes back later on and say, well, Corey don't like is not too partial to gays. Well, and then if somebody come down through the pipeline, meaning like the media comes down on him on that, his fans are still going to be with him.
Right.
Because they've had some kind of past experiences of how he is, as opposed to how we since we don't own any kind of media outlet, we let other people back to what you said, Mr. Jackson, is being able to create your narrative. And if you don't, and you let somebody else turn around and create it, then they're going to spend it. And if nobody knows you prior to then.
To me, that's what happened with Nate Parker and the Nat Turner, The Birth of a Nation movie. You know, he got that financing from, you know, whatever company financed the movie, and the scandal hit in the sense, you know, he didn't have a large underground, or not underground,
like
core
that.
following.
He didn't have a core following. Yeah.
That's what
so
I'm saying.
it was like, you know, when that tidal wave came, it just, you know, that movie probably could have broke records, but, you know, unfortunately, you know, the real story got washed away in a lot of the scandal. You know,
well,
alleged scandal.
And another thing is that we've been using our social media and its technology for, in my opinion, bullshit. Meaning, even for entrepreneurs, let me just talk about entrepreneurs. The fact that they can actually go on with the limited technology that we have and talk about who they are in a fashion that is actually going to be beneficial for their business and their brand. They're not doing that. Most people are not. So what happens is that you're letting other people dictate, especially in Chicago with it being so small. If you mess up with a certain kind of class of folks or group, then you doomed for a minute. So why aren't we taking the technology or the understanding of marketing and branding ourselves before somebody else get a chance to brand us?
Right.
And that's what I'm saying is taking our media back and taking our narrative and putting it out there in a format where people, you can build your core. And the core knows you. Organically, right.
Well, I think to a certain extent, I'm not trying to blame. You can't blame the fans. But for example, in hip hop, some people, fans, they almost allow certain people, they allow certain level of fuckery to happen. Like, I'm gonna give you some examples in the hip hop industry, right? And this is why I think it's good to have a really good relationship.
What branch of the hip hop industry? You tend to only talk about the scandalous trap music, ratchet part of the hip hop industry.
Well, I mean, I try to talk about the people that are who are getting the most views and at the top of the trending topics. You know, that most people that our listeners are probably really tuned in to shed some light on it. You know, so for example.
Answer the question.
Any of these guys go number one that you talking about? I know.
Well, hey, right now, but now we're living in an era where even if you
live, I don't know.
Nowadays we live in an era where even if you don't go number one, though, like you can still have a really consistent career, making millions on the road, and most people don't know about you.
Organically loved or forced on the people?
I'm gonna give you an example, right? Let's be specific. Like Kodak Black. It's a rapper, Kodak Black. I'm not a huge fan of him, but a lot of the youngins, they love him, right? My son dressed up like them for Halloween. I really didn't like it.
Choices. Who else do they have to pick from?
Because I tell you like this.
We had 20 people to pick from. They got
with all of the Solja Boi challenges, what rappers are doing is people are capitalizing off of this.
Okay, Kodak Black. Who else is it out there for your son to pick from?
But let me tell you specific what happened though, and how this relates to what we're saying. So Kodak Black made a video. He's saying, "Fuck Lil Wayne. I want to fight Lil Wayne. I'm gonna whoop Lil Wayne's ass. I'm gonna challenge you to be the best rapper alive. Whoever win is the best rapper
He's better
alive.
than Kodak Black.
Now, regardless on if you better or not, I'm not even trying to get into that. What I'm saying is, there's a lot of younger people who watch this show who they feel like they could go on social media and just say anything to get attention, but I'm looking at the fans, because the fans will allow their favorite rappers or artists to be disrespected. Most of Lil Wayne fans are not saying anything to a Young Thug saying, why are you trying to name your album The Carter, or why are you coming at our artists? That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's important that if you're an entrepreneur or if you're an artist, have a good relationship with your audience, so that when people are coming at you, that they kind of want to defend you because you defend them. And I feel like that's maybe a mistake that Lil Wayne probably made when he made them statements about how Black lives don't matter, and he maybe offended some of his audience. So now his audience is like, well, we're not defending you either. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I think what we don't have to. I think what's good for us to understand as fans or human beings is that we do have the power. We have the power to make and break people. We've been taught that the media is actually the person or the entity that's doing that, and it's quite the opposite. We feel like that our power has been taken away from us when it's quite the opposite. It's we determine what is going to be trending. We determine who is going to last and who's not. And until we find out that we have that power, and more importantly, how to utilize the power for our better good, then we're going to always let somebody else dictate how our feelings are going to be about something when we know better, or when we should have get down to the bottom of things instead of letting people just dictate what's going on, how it's going on, and we just taking it in as truth, and we're taking it in as our truth, and now we out here defending that truth that's not ours, and around our friends in the barbershops, and it's like, dude,
on the podcast shows,
right? So I think that what happens is that us as fans really need to understand what our power is and how to actually utilize it to create what it is that we want, as opposed to somebody else dictating it.
I would agree with that 100%, especially right now, because again, like we're saying, social media, like everybody has so much access to this media so easily, right? And it's all about how are we going to use this at the end of the day. How are we going to use these devices? We can be able to use this to make money, build industries. And again, and I'll say this, and we can move on to the next news topic. But I think that's what I love about this whole Solja Boi, Chris Brown thing, because it gives us, to me, it's showing people an example of how we can even create a whole nother industry, you know, with our attention. And now we can start generating more money off of rappers fighting each other, but in a productive way. And then we can sneak in there to say, oh yeah, it's important that y'all learn self-defense and health, you know, but we're doing it in a cool way instead of just saying learn it.
And how to address conflict.
And how to address conflict resolution. So yeah, I think that's all super dope. Yeah.
So that we have the Nation of Hustlers and the Tax Season song. It's gonna be showcased
you know, I
today.
guess we could start getting into that. What time we at?
Let's give them a minute. Let's give them a minute. I just wanted to tickle their fancy.
Yeah, it's gonna come up. You know, we need to get we gonna give y'all some second. We gonna build that up, and we're gonna release that. But also in the news, I do want to touch another thing though, a little more serious. Is
hold on, happy belated birthday. It's the brother Action Jackson's
yesterday.
Birthday was yesterday.
Good job, man.
You know,
you want to share some?
So he's gonna release the tax season.
Yeah, that's all
as a birthday gift to the world.
Man, you know, I will say this. I just want to say happy birthday to all of the Capricorns. I feel like everybody I know, and half the people in my life, his birthday is in January. I don't know why that is, but if you are, and if your birthday is in January, you are the realest hustler in the world. And people say, why do Capricorns hustle so hard? And I think the prime example was my birthday yesterday. It was like a rainstorm yesterday, and the day before that it was snow on the ground. Day before that it was snowing. So it was like when you're born in January, you was born into the world struggling, going against natural disaster. So you know, you got to be able to hustle. So yeah, we're gonna release that video, and I'm just happy to be here with y'all, because honestly I didn't have the flu for the past probably 5-6 days since the last show. I was coming down with the flu at the last show. I went home. I've been in the bed since the last show. So
you took the Robitussin.
Tussin.
Yeah, you know what?
Do to get better. The alkaline water.
You know what helped me was honestly the best thing was rest, man.
You gotta rest.
Was rest, because I was trying everything, man. It seemed like really it just had to go through my system. You know, you doing the apple cider vinegar, water, garlic, everything you can think of. You know, but I was just determined to stay away from the drugs. I even had my girl come over. I say, girl, just sit down on me and just make me sweat. You know, so that helped out a lot too. You know, so shout out to you, baby.
She gave you a golden shower.
Shout out to you.
Right.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Right. And we're gonna segue to our next.
Okay, topic. And next in the news,
Trump.
That's a perfect segue for Donald Trump. So speaking of Donald Trump, golden showers, that brings us to Donald Trump, and more specifically Obama. He gave his final speech yesterday. And I don't know did y'all catch that, but 45 minutes long. He went in. And
farewell to the Obama family. They're out of there. The Trumps are in. So, you know, I mean, it's mixed reviews on that. You know, some people say Obama didn't do what he could have. You know, in the White House. Some people think he was a great president. You know, but you know, to me, if you're gonna make it that far up the political ranks, you know, at some point you're gonna. I mean, your hands are tied, you know, so you're going to do what you're told to do, no matter how big your dreams are and what you think you're going to do, you know. So, me personally, I think he could have done a little more.
I'll be honest with you.
A lot more. In some areas. So
I remember when he was running for president.
But I think he was better than some other presidents. But go ahead.
I was listening to his speech, and I had the transcript. I had a CD of like all of 20 speeches he gave that got him into office the first time. Listening to every word. In fact, I even had the whole presidential address. This was as he's getting elected the first time.
8 years ago.
2008. Even in the news, Chicago Tribune, they had his presidential address. I printed it out, had it on my wall in the house. But my point is, I was trying to look at this finale speech, this farewell speech, and it was a struggle for me to pay attention more than 3 minutes. Like, it's playing, and I just, the whole time I felt like, I'm like, man, it just sound like he just talking some bullshit to me the whole time.
Well, I will say this about the Obama family administration, 8 years that he has been and his family has been. We was talking about this earlier before we started about Trump, how he hasn't even got into office and he's had
multiple scandals already.
Right. So I commend him, his family, his staff, and the people that's closest to him, keeping his name, his legacy somewhat decent. I'm just gonna say decent. Now, could he have done a lot of different things? Sure. But when you got a lot of individual entities gunning out for you to make you fail, and in some shape and forms they did come and they did, cast a shadow over his presidency. But you do have to commend him and the family for not having any scandals within that 8 years, when most presidents or even people that's in the limelight, it don't take them long to get out there and somebody to basically run your name through the mud. So on that aspect, when you are under that microscope in the media and on the president in the president's seat, everybody's gunning from you. So I commend him and his PR folks for keeping his name somewhat decent. I think that's the word.
In regards to presidents.
Right.
And here's my thing. It's like, because I don't want to say anything bad about that man, because I think he is a good example to a certain extent. It's a lot we could say, but I just want to say this. I think that was a perfect example to show the people, and as well as Trump, are great examples to show that it's about how you got to politic yourself, meaning we have to really step up our game of how we spend our dollars, like we always talk on the show.
Recycle the dollar.
Recycle our dollars.
You vote every day the way by where you spend your money. So we got to look at it like that.
And also really be in tune with what's going on in our local government and establishing them relationships, especially if you're a business person. You want to know your alderman. You want to know, all of the local people, even in your school districts. Them the people that matter, and you want to know them business owners. And be able to have some type of accountability, for the community, especially in Chicago. Because to me it feel like almost anything goes sometime with the businesses, especially in the black community. You feel like almost anybody could come in, set up shop, and sell what they want to sell, and have no.
It feels like it is.
And have no gift, no community give back or nothing.
Hey, shout out to Reggie Bonner.
Peace.
Bonner, Oliver Williams, and everybody else that was actually looking at us. Miss Nelson, thank you. And just thank you for the comments. And if y'all want to actually say something, call in, please.
It's that call in number 773-263-2584. 773-263-2584.
Also in news, Dylan Roof, we recently received a death sentence. That was pretty interesting. That happened, I think that was yesterday when he received his verdict of that. And what was interesting, before you get the death sentence, what they do is they have you give a plea where you stand in front of, a council, and you have to plea to say, hey, y'all shouldn't give me the death sentence. And based on the report and the transcript, he pretty much was ready to accept this. He was pretty much a martyr. I think he knew going in when he committed the act that he wasn't going to. He was committing. Suicide. I think he knew. I think he just took one for his cause for the team, and because even doing this meeting with the council, he didn't try much to get the life sentence at all. He was kind of like, all right, y'all know what it is. Come on, give me my last meal. And let's get this thing over with.
You think the death penalty is enough for him?
What else would you do outside of the death penalty?
In some countries they torture people.
Oh wow!
Torture you all the way up until your death penalty. I mean, do you believe in that? Firing squads, or some people say he should have went out the same way. He took out the members of that congregation.
Well, I'll say this: I don't want to. I'm a humane person, so I don't believe necessarily in torture.
An eye for an eye.
Old Testament or New Testament.
But I do think you don't just immediately just take him out painlessly, because to a certain extent you're almost rewarding him in a way. Like hit the call. Like in history, it's all about the narrative, right? And so in history, then people will look at him like a martyr, and they almost try to make him look like, and I'm not talking about all people, but we have certain people that are white supremacists who agree with what he did. And those people who agree with what he did, they look at him like a hero, and then they sometimes want to follow suit and say, let me do the same thing, and and I get a nice peaceful execution, and then I have 7 virgins waiting on me, in the afterlife. And I think to a certain extent, maybe there's something we could do to alter that narrative. It has to be something, because if not, what's gonna stop people? Because we're living in a day and age right now where it's more people are on that suicide stuff. Like you got the Hispanic guy who was just in Florida, who just shot up the airport, killed I think 5 people or 9 people. Something like that.
The
Too many.
Hispanic guy you talking about?
Too many.
Yeah, he shot too many people.
Too many in the airport. Right.
But I think there's something though we definitely should look at. Is the death penalty. What you think, Kavan? You think about that?
I won't make a statement about that right now.
Okay, that's cool. We'll
too controversial for you, huh?
No, it's not that. It's just different strokes for different
strokes.
And until you get into a certain situation where something hit close to home, you really cannot ever say anything.
On that, right?
Yeah.
And you even have some of the family members that say, "Hey, we forgive them. God bless them.
Right.
Forgive them."
So if they can, then how come you can't? So I just think that the justice system as a whole needs a whole new revamping, because I say all that because let's face it, we know that if you know some repercussions are going to happen to you before you do it, you may think twice before you do it. Now I'm talking about rational, everyday people. Now, when you speak about people who have mental illnesses and things of that nature, it may be different. And that's another piece too, is that you can't put a person who has medical issues in the same ball game as a person who is quote unquote rational thinking. So that's where it could be an issue with the death penalty.
Now, it seems like every time that crowd does something, there's always they had a mental issue. You know, when it's an African American that does something, he's a savage.
Oh, they pull that trump card though.
Savage,
they do pull that card.
Violent person. You know, they can go, you know, shoot up a whole mall or school. Oh, they had mental issues. Let's put them in a mental hospital. You know, so
our justice system needs to be
right.
relooked at. Is my point.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I guess the last thing I do want to say about it is I do want to reiterate kind of what you were saying. I want to echo what you were saying about you were saying of the family members of the people who were murdered, how they going on media saying we forgive. In my opinion, if you can forgive, I think we all should forgive because you have to be able to forgive somebody to let it go. But I don't know if they should necessarily put that all out in the media like that in terms of the narrative, because it goes back to it makes your nation look very weak, in my opinion. You know, like if I got a squad, if I'm on a team, and y'all come in and y'all just kill my entire family, and we just kind of just let that go and forgive, and we don't have any there has to be something with the narrative that has to be said there, because if not, we looking weak. We got to let them know that we don't accept that.
Again, we don't control the media though. So do you think they took that particular member from one of those people, one of the victims, because the other members, that were involved, family members, maybe you might have had the majority of them said, no, we're not forgiving anything. And they could have just highlighted that one.
Yeah,
and said,
it's possible you got one, maybe a nephew or something who just wanted some money and he wanted some attention.
So do you think they put us out there to look like,
of course,
weak,
but that's that's where a code of conduct comes into play.
But I also think that on the other side of that coin is the fact that to even go to a forgiving mode is a way of self-preservation. Meaning you've been in situations where you've replayed negative things in your head, and then you start to become bitter in some cases. So I'm telling you to say that if a person decides to forgive somebody for whatever reason, it may be the reason of not looking weak, but to let themselves move on from ridiculing and keeping themselves down based off of something that they can't necessarily control. Is it right? You can't necessarily tell somebody how to deal with a situation when personally it may be, let me release this so I can go on and live my life and not be bitter or not self-inflict myself with pain that is warranted, but should it go on forever?
But I agree. I think forgiveness is definitely a necessary process to grow in life, or if not, you walking around with baggage and you're traumatized. But I'm just saying, do you have to put that message out to the world in front of a camera? Mm-hmm. Is that part necessary? And when we're talking about
who's deciding for you to do that, which could be the media that's putting that out there to actually And I get even what Justice is saying, like, because we don't know if it's another family member, it's a rogue family member that just goes out and do what they want to do on their own. So that plays a role. But I think it does go back to, again, like I'm saying, us having a code of conduct saying, hey, this is how we got a system of how we're going to interact in front of the media. And I think we need to even find a way.
That's not going to work.
And when I say, okay.
What's not going to work?
What he just said.
And when I say interact in front of the media, and I'm talking about just answering a simple question, meaning is when I go in front of this media or when I
can't even agree on if we should get reparations or not.
And here's my thing.
Let alone
I'm not talking to Black America.
Okay.
I wouldn't dare. That's too big of a task. I'm unqualified to talk to all the Black of America. But what I will say, I am talking to those few that are, if you're a person that if you hear what I'm saying and it makes sense to you, I'm talking to you. If you're a person that you looking in this situation and you like, nah, that's something about that ain't right in terms of them forgiving on TV, feels weak, I'm talking to that person. When you
say we need a code of conduct, who is we?
Specifically that person who's listening to this message right now.
So how will we identify that person?
And that person gonna have to identify themselves. I can't do that. That's up to you to do it. You know what I mean? And you got to get to that point in life where you can say this message is for me. But anyway, my whole point is you have to then say to yourself, is my actions is it gonna help? It's gonna take me closer to where I want to go, and it's also gonna take my community and my team closer to where we want to go, or is this gonna hurt us? Because sometimes people do stuff just for short-term benefits. You know, you might have a family member just did it for the money. You know,
right? So we need a personal code of conduct. You know, household code of conduct, community codes of conduct. So, you know, it starts with the individual, then it expands out to the household, then your community. So I think if we focus on ourselves, our own homes, and our immediate communities, you know, that'll be more potent than, you know, just a broad statement, you know, in regards to, you know, across America, because you know, it all starts at home. It all starts with ourselves. So.
Definitely, yeah, without a doubt. So look, let's get into this. Because let's go into let's get into this Nation of Hustlers documentary. Because we got the two videos. Let me see which one should we do first? Should we do the doc first, or should we do the music video first?
You tell us, man.
Let's do the music video first, because that one's shorter. I think that one we can kind of get on
the tax season piece.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the tax season.
Okay, you want to set it up?
And before you play it, I just want to say this is right now this is January 11th, so tax season is about to kick off. And one thing you'll notice about Dr. Jackson music, any of the music that you listen to that I do, it always has an underlying message about something that you could really do. Like, it's a book that comes with this whole project, so you can be able to get the book once the album comes out. And also this Jackson
jumping like it's tax season, like it's tax season, jumping like it's tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season. Yeah, wasting time, we can't afford it. You want some credit, you can have the glory, but we don't take no credit. Cash only, that's another story. I'll work with you.
Are the backbone of every successful community, regardless of the ethnic background. 2. How hustling can be used to build or kill a nation. 3. Why hustling is the most essential element for your survival and success anywhere on the planet. We will attempt to explore different cultures using the art of hustling to build and destroy communities across America. Blacks, Mexicans, Nigerians, Chinese, whites.
She said, I'll call you after work. I said, cool, just bring the check and I'll bring the merch. God is good. I had to pray like it was church. She had to pay like business first. Go get your purse, get that straight merch. It's time to eat, so dinner served. So call me for any reason when you spending, because you know I'm jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season.
Jackson. Jumping like it's tax season. Like him to speak on entertainment, education, religion, law, media, and health. Hustle. It's a verb. It's using limited resources to dominate others who have more resources and talent. The only controllable pillar of success. Hustling is neither good nor bad. It's a lifestyle. And how you use that lifestyle can help build or kill. It is a code of conduct designed to produce results. We really appreciate any support for this documentary as we explore how you can use the power of hustle to build your community. Everybody wanna make moves. Can you go into the late night? Everybody wanna get a check. Get a check. Everybody wanna get it back. Get it back. Everybody wanna get it fast. Get it fast. But can you make this shit last? Everybody want the spotlight. Everybody wanna get a check.
Hey, so first when it comes,
turn the mic up.
Hey, that tax season video. I want to talk about that tax season video really quick.
We're gonna play it again at the end.
Okay.
Just so you can see it again in its entirety.
So y'all noticed I was on the video. We were at a car dealership. That is
Chicago
from what
Luxury
I know,
Motors.
Chicago Luxury Motors. That is the only black-owned car dealership that I am aware of in the whole city. And that's right on 79th and like Kedzie, like right off of Kedzie, right?
I think 3750.
3750.
Chicago Luxury Motors. Check them out. Look them up. They're on Facebook. Google them.
It's the one right across the street from Quigley. Well, old Quigley. It's does it sit on the south side of the street?
It's
the north side of the street.
Yeah, it's on the north side of the street.
North side of the street.
70,
Okay.
79.
Right.
Yeah, and he's doing a lot of really great deals right now too. With it being tax season, I know a lot of people. He has a program called I don't want to mess it up, but I know he got this program where he can do financing for you too. You don't have good credit,
Right there on the spot.
Yeah, hook you up right on the spot. So definitely show him love. We had a lot of fun making that video, and also I want to touch on Miss Sherelle too. She's super dope. Check her out. Follow that SoundCloud page. You can just go to Dr. Jackson 360 on SoundCloud. And outside of that, which y'all also noticed, the second half of that, y'all saw that the documentary trailer, which we were talking about the Nation of Hustlers. Now that's super duper important because everything we keep talking about is propaganda, media, and you gotta have these messages that are showing people how to circulate the money, how to be able to have a code of conduct with our business and make it a lifestyle. That's what I love about most hustlers, is that there is the lifestyle, right? And when I say hustlers, I want to be clear. I'm not talking about somebody that's illegally hustling and that's unethical, right? I'm not talking about the dude that's just they selling the scam cards, the gift cards. I mean anybody that you have an idea for a business.
So you're not talking about dirty hustling.
Nah, we ain't talking about dirty hustling. Nah, we ain't talking about hustling backwards. We talking about hustling forward.
There you go.
Yeah. So with hustling forward, we talking about a person like Dre, for example, who owns that car dealership. He had to hustle. First, he was selling individual cars on the street. Then he went from getting his dealer's license. Then once he got his dealer's license, he got a team together. And then he finally decided we're going to get our own dealership. And that was about a year process. He had to meet aldermen and stuff like that. He had to go do networking. So he had to hustle and be dedicated, persistent over time. And now he has his own dealership, under 30 years old, young black man making moves, and he's there to help you. So that's what the documentary is going to have, folks like that. And we're going to be breaking down the game and how all different cultures are doing this. Because justice to tell.
Where can they donate?
Well, here's the thing.
Because that's trailer number 1. We got trailer number 2.
We got trailer number 2 coming up. Right. The donations, if they want to donate today, they can be able to donate to the PayPal account at waterproduction@gmail. But we're going to have an official campaign.
A relaunch.
Relaunch on Wednesday of the first Wednesday in February. And that we're going to have those links up there. So if y'all just trying to donate immediately, y'all can be able to hit us up directly on Facebook or do it PayPal at waterproduction@gmail. But if not, donate again that first Wednesday. That's when we're doing the official launch. Because, and I want to say this.
The tax season launch. Go ahead.
Yeah, because we're not just trying to immediately get people to just start putting their money up. We really have already started putting in work and putting in our own money. So we want for y'all to put y'all money up once a lot of the project is already in motion. So that's the idea behind it. Okay, that's how that works.
I want to share with the listeners, any events, anything you guys got going on?
February 18th, Saturday, the Chicago premiere of the film Gentrified is put together by the same brother who put together 7 a.m. That dealt with economics, black wealth, and building an economy. That's a good film, 7 a.m. Check it out. If we doing, so if it's along the same vein of 7 a.m. It's called Gentrified. The screening is going to be Saturday, February 18th over at the Harold Washington Cultural Center on 47th. You can get your tickets on the website, cultureconnection360.com, cultureconnection360.com for Gentrified.
I just want to shout out our sponsors too, like virginandremyhair.com. Shout them out. Also, the Fresh Air Network. If your person wants to get your own podcast, if y'all like what we're doing, y'all feel like, hey, I disagree with them guys, I want to do my own show.
Or if you want to be a guest.
Hey, you can be able to participate right now. There's nothing stopping you, and you can do it in Chicago, especially by inboxing the Fresh Air Network. You would send an inbox directly to that Facebook page, and it help you get your podcast up and going. So shout out to them and all of our sponsors.
And like the YouTube channel too, Fresh Air Network. Like the Facebook page and the YouTube channel.
And next week is going down next Wednesday, 6:30. We will be here. And yes, tax season is really going down. We might even have one of our tax specialists come in for entrepreneurs, come in and give some game. But Kavan, what were you about to say?
Nothing. Just thank you for the continued support of Fresh Air Network. And I'm looking forward to 2017 and all it has to bring, even working with you brothers as well, because our work has just begun. And
throw in one more thing.
Sure.
Go to the blackmall.com if you're looking for, it's an online black business directory. So if you're looking for black businesses to shop at, to recycle your dollar, go to the blackmall.com. Also, next door to Culture Connection in Deli King, there's a new spot, metaphysical spot, Zuri Holistics. Check them out as well. Right next door to Deli King on 71st Street.
Okay, we're going to do tax season again, so you set
cool.
it up.
Yeah, so again, I just want y'all to know, hey, y'all getting them tax checks right now. Be smart. Flip your money. If you're looking for a car, go to the dealership y'all see here. And if you're looking to get your hair done, let me know. That's what we specialize in. So Virgin and Remy Hair is the team that I work with. And we going into the video, man. We had a whole bunch of fun, hey, talking about flipping that tax money.
Season jumping like it's tax season, just like tax season jumping, just like tax season, just like tax season jumping, just like tax season, just like tax season jumping, just like tax season, just like tax season jumping, just like tax season, just like tax season jumping, just like tax season, just like tax season jumping, just like tax season. Yeah. Wasting time, we can't afford it. You want some credit, you can have the glory, but we don't take no credit. Cash only, that's another story. I'll work with you, just work with me. She said I'll call you after work. I said cool, just bring the check, and I'll bring the merch. God is good. I had to pray like it was church. She had to pay like business first. Go get your purse, get that straight merch. It's time to eat, so dinner served. So call me for any reason when you spending, because you know I'm jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season, jumping just like tax season, just like tax season. All about action, yeah, I got what you need, let's make it happen. Jackson.